What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today I want to wish you guys a very happy 4th of July, and what I'm doing to kind of celebrate that in a I guess, a Forza motorsport-oriented way is we're going to be doing a drift build of an extremely American muscle car, a 1970 Camaro Z28. This is my favorite generation of the Camaro, my favorite body style of the Camaro, and we're going to be giving this thing massive horsepower because America, and we're going to be pretty much making this thing as ridiculous as we can possibly make it, right? We're going to make this thing absolutely crazy. Bonkers amounts of horsepower, absolutely crazy amounts of torque, and just sidewaysness. The sidewaysness is with us, trust me, guys, it is. So what we're going to go ahead and do with this car is we're going to probably swap it. We're going to probably swap the engine, and it is most likely going to be boosted. Now, what I did want to actually do as well in this video is thank everybody that came out to my open lobby earlier, and I wanted to talk about a little bit about the fact that I tried to live stream that lobby, and we live streamed maybe about the first 15 minutes of it, and everything was going fine until Twitch just crashed like crazy, and I couldn't get the stream back up again. I tried multiple times to get the stream back up again. So if any of you guys that were watching the stream are here watching this video, then I want to absolutely just completely apologize to anybody that was watching the stream, and that the stream went out on them, because I know that that's definitely not something I would like to have happen to me. And it's the first time that's ever happened to me when I've been trying to stream. So again, I'm extremely sorry for anybody that was affected by that. So wow, a 2-inch drop. Oh, dude, that's beast. That's beautiful. But and again, I will try my best to make sure that does not happen again. So let's go ahead and get into the build. And a couple of my cars, my drift cars recently, I've been upgrading the anti-roll bars, the anti-sway bars. And the reason why I've been doing that is because some of the other drift cars that I've been doing have been benefiting from, or previously, before I started doing that, they were benefiting from the extra body roll. And I started to upgrade the sway bars, and I actually liked the lack of body roll. I mean, I used to be a big body roll drifter as far as like previous Forza games go. I mean, I feel like sometimes if you can shift the weight of the car, it's sometimes easier, but on the other side of that, sometimes it's easier if you keep that weight more under control, because you can still transition it. You're just able to be a little bit more precise. So that's why I've started upgrading it, especially on the older muscle cars, because I feel like they definitely need it, especially cars like this one. Now, before we go into wheels and tires, let's just go ahead and see what we've got for swaps. Let's see. Yeah, 6.2. We all know what 6.2 that is as well. So, slapping twin turbos on it, because why not? And actually, no, you know what? No, let's go. Yes. Fully, you know what? Even though it's not going to be the most power we can get out of this engine, because, again, the reason before, because America, we were putting a massive supercharger on this thing, and I think it's going to be better because of it. So, go ahead and do a couple of, not really on the front bumper. The wing, oh god, no, we would leave the stock one there. I mean, we could do a cowl hood, but then again, I'm an interior view drifter, and there's a problem with interior view drifting as far as, well, no, you know what, nah, we're going with that. We're going with the cowl hood, because, I mean, sure, it might not be the best for interior view drifting, but like I said, we're going all out with this thing. So, street tires, and let's see, 205s in the front. We're going to run 275s in the front. A little bit of an upgrade there, and then in the back, we're going to run, let's see, we don't want to run too fat of a tire, but let's run 275s in the front, 295s in the back, and that's going to really allow us to put just ridiculous amounts of wheel spin through the rear tires at any given moment. And a good set of HREs might be good for this car. But at the same time, I feel like some more almost muscle car style wheels would look a little bit better. And actually, these look really good. These look really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and bump them up in size just a little bit. 17, 18... They look good on the rear in 18. I might do 17s on the front, 18s in the back, but at the same time I want to check. So that's 18s in the front, 18s in the back. That's 18s all around. Then there's 17s in the front, 18s in the back. I'm going to do 17s in the front, 18s in the back. I mean, I don't know. It's just an interesting staggered look, and I like the way it kind of brings the car together. So, now we get to the part where we fully build the engine. Fully build it. No Nothing held back. Just absolutely build the hell out of this thing. 566 horsepower. I'm guessing a max output is going to be somewhere in the 800s. I've built a lot of these cars turbocharged, twin turbocharged, or, well, no, not a lot of these cars, a lot of these engines twin turbocharged, but I've never really done a supercharged version. So what I'm going to do, or at least what we're speculating, is that it's going to be, like I said, somewhere in the 800s, maybe 850-ish. If we break 900, that would be amazing. 784. We're probably not going to break 900. I'm guessing we're not going to break 900, but we still could. 877. That's higher. That's more than I thought we would get, to be honest. That's more than I thought we would get. But, I mean, we didn't break 900, but still, it's plenty of power. It's plenty of power to get this thing sideways. So, let's go ahead and add just a little bit more negative camber in the front. Just a little bit more. Half a degree. Half a degree. Honestly, like, half a degree isn't a ton, but it can be. Depending on the car. Alignment angles, they really vary on what they can do depending on, like I said, depending on what car you're running. Everything up to 100%. Okay, apply, and we are good to go. Let's see how this monster does. I'm excited to see how this thing does. This thing's going to be awesome.
You have some wheel spins available.
I mean, we can't really test its burnout ability because it's raining like crazy, and it's not really fair to test burnout abilities in the rain because anything can do a burnout in the rain. I mean, a stock Corolla can do a burnout in the rain. Wow. This thing's actually, it was controllable until I hit that wall. No, it's actually, it's weird because it's got that feeling of a muscle car. It feels slightly heavy, but at the same time, since we upgraded the sway bars, it's not as body rolly as you might think. I mean, it's actually very flat as far as going sideways and going through the corners. And whenever it's funny because you can swing the car into a corner, but it's not necessarily like a body roll that's like, it's not necessarily body roll of the car that's helping you. It's just momentum, and it becomes a lot more controlled that way. And it actually is a nice dynamic because it allows you to stop worrying about where the car is going to be. You're like, oh my god, I'm going to, you know, head straight into that wall. And you can use its weight to its advantage. And I know a lot of people, you know, want to take the weight out of their car, but I think actually leaving the weight in this car and not doing weight reduction actually kind of helped it because it's really good. I mean, it feels nice. It's actually quite predictable too. There's nothing that this car is going to do that's going to like catch you out. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like, oh, we need to save this combo. Save this combo. Save this combo. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Can we get sideways? Yes. I was like, can we get sideways soon enough to save the combo? But it's funny because the car is very communicative. You know what it's going to do. It's not trying to catch you out, and you know exactly when the power is going to come in too because of that supercharger. And you have low-end power, you have high-end power because of the cam. You have pretty much power everywhere in this car. It's a very impressive power band, and it really does whatever you want it to do when you want it to do it. It's if you want a car that's not going to give you any surprises and is just going to do whatever you want, then this thing is really good for that. I mean, it really is. And the nice thing, too, is that since it's on street tires, you can keep a slide going and use the momentum and the weight to carry a slide. And, I mean, it'll grip up when you want it to, but when you want it to just slide, that's all it wants to do. That is really seriously all it wants to do. And that's probably one of the best parts, if not the best part of this car to me, is that there's no waiting. There's no like, is it going to kick out here? Am I going to run out of angle here? Am I going to run out of drifting here? Or am I going to run out of drifting? Wow. Am I going to run out of speed or whatever? There's nothing, none of that. There's no worries with this car. It's like it was made for this. It really is. I mean, and with a really simple setup, like just a slight camber adjustment, it's extremely controllable. Hi, Mercedes. Oh. And it's easy to recover, too. I mean, it's not like it's going to be like, oh, you've gotten to 90 degrees and now you're never getting back. No, it actually will work with you. Unlike a lot of other cars, especially like the older muscle cars that like to be kind of unruly sometimes, this one is so communicative and so... Ow, come on, Veyron. You saw him turn into me. Either way, I'm not drifting this thing for points, so it's alright. Although, it's really easy to get sucked up into, like, you know, really being concerned about nothing but the points. And, I mean, I'll be honest, I get sucked into that every once in a while, just, you know, just caring about the drift points. But I feel like if you're drifting in Forza, at least for me, when I started, it was less about the points and more about the fun back when I started in Forza 3. And I feel like that's what it should be about, right? It should be more about the it should be more about the fun than it is about the points. And I feel like once you get to a place where you're caring more about, you know, just hitting lines and hitting angles than you are about the points actually come easier. Which is funny how it works together like that, but it does. And it's funny, but it's just kind of one of those things that then sometimes the points will reward you, sometimes they won't. But I feel like if you really want to get points, if you really want to go for points, and you've already got a really good understanding of how you drift, then you're going to be a lot better off than somebody that's just set out to do points. Come on. Come on. I love drifting in this area because, I mean, if you want to keep a combo, if you are going for points and you want to keep a combo, you've constantly got stuff on the side of the road that's, like, ready and waiting for you to, you know, just to hit to give you points. And this thing is also incredible at going back and forth. At mangying, it's ridiculous. I mean, you can keep them going for so long. Just, like, back and forth. No problem. Endless wheel spin. 877 supercharged horsepower at your disposal. And it's decently precise, too. Let me see how close I can get to these traffic cars. Oh, nice. Well, that was a little bit of a tap, but... Come on. Not bad. Not bad. Then a couple of feet, maybe. And even though this car will do really, really well in the hands of, like, say, somebody that's been drifting for a really long time, this is actually not a bad beginner car either. Oh! Two-wheel action happening. But this is not a bad beginner car at all, because it's easy. It's an easy car, I feel like, for beginners to jump in and just be able to start drifting, just drifting around the world. But it's also, if you're really good at drifting, if you have a good understanding of drifting, then I feel like it's a really good car for that too, because you know that you can constantly throw this thing into a corner faster than you did before. It's like, it's always telling you, you know, you could have kind of gotten a little bit more angle back there. You could have kind of dove into that corner maybe just a little bit faster. You know, it's always going to push you, and that's, honestly, that's what I really, really love about this car, aside from the other things that I've already talked about. And it just really helps, kind of cement the dynamic of this car in being a car that's not only easy to drift for someone that's new, but also can be a drift weapon in the hands of somebody that really knows what they're doing. So I really enjoyed building this car, really enjoyed drifting this car, and I'm honestly quite surprised I hadn't built one before. I'm really surprised at that, because I've had these in Forza 5, Forza 4, well, not Horizon 1, but I had these in Forza 5 and Forza 4, and I always loved them. I always loved these cars, and making this, like, building this car now has really, really reminded me of exactly why I love these things. And it's just because they're so simple, yet they've got so much depth to them as far as what you can do with a lot of skill. Whoa! Oh my god, that's like the closest I've ever gotten to a tree in Forza. Ever. Any kind of drifting where you're gonna try to get close to anything, that is the closest I've ever gotten to any kind of tree. But if you guys enjoyed this build and enjoyed this episode as we crash through an outdoor dining area, then don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And happy 4th of July to those of you that are in the US. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.